Alright, hi. Thanks for volunteering to help build solar panels. This is going to be a quick little breakdown of what has to be done in order to sort through the solar cells we have and identify what kind of work needs to be done to the next. Alright, so the first thing that has to be done is to separate panels that need some attention into a pile, and then panels that don't need attention into a pile. So here's an example of a panel that needs some attention. And if you look, there's tabs, this little piece of metal that sticks off the side, and it's not sticking off the opposite side. If you look at a different panel, one that is ready to go, we have a tab on this side and we have a tab visible off the edge. And this is an even better example. We have tabs visible on both edges. One sticking out the bottom, one sticking out the top. This panel over here, ready to solder. This panel over here needs some modification. We're going to have to add a little bit of metal to the back so that our contact point sticks all the way off the edge. So that's the first way we're sorting. Another thing to look for in a panel is a kind of a broken weld. Like this, the metal tabs sometimes are not adhering properly to the panel themselves. So those are going to need some more attention as well. Set those aside. Okay, a third quality to look for and to set aside for further working is a panel that with a missing tab. Like this, the metal strip here is almost completely non-existent. It just didn't get printed on there properly. And if you look on the back, there's that shiny silvery metal, and on the front it's just white. And if we compare it to a panel that does have it, you can see where one is silver and one is just white. So this one's going to need to get either foil printed on the front, or just a bead of solder run across the whole thing, or use a jumper wire. Either way, it's going to need to be modified more heavily than the rest, so that one needs to be set aside. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is label the polarity of the cells, and it's pretty easy to do with the voltmeter. You can see this one on the left is positive and on the right is negative. Now you can see the needle goes towards the right. It goes up the scale when you have it connected correctly. If you connect it backwards, you'll see the needle will try to go the wrong direction. The needle goes down, and that's wrong. So what we can do is say positive here, negative here, and just flip it over and grab a Sharpie and say positive and negative. One other thing to look for and be mindful of is that these panels are brittle, so they're easy to break. If you pick it up by the corner, and just make sure that you have at least 2 points of contact on the panel at all times. Holding it just by one corner, there's a good chance. Oh, I can feel it again. Good chance that you're gonna snap it. So breaking it doesn't destroy it per se, but it does reduce the amount of power that the panel can collect. So you can see even on a broken panel, we're still getting a little bit of power. So. And under incandescent lights, it'll still generate power. So that's the other thing to look for. Alright, the very last thing to figure out is how to wire up the cells. And they tend to give an output voltage of about 2.5 volts. And we need times, some number will give us in the vicinity of 12 volts. And just a quick little math in my head, I can do that 2.5 times 5 is 12.5. So we're going to do a series of 5 panels. And the way we do a series of 5 panels is we get, so these have 2 channels on them, and we do just kind of line them up like this, where they touch in series, and each separate channel is its own separate series. Like this. Just kind of butt them up against one another, and at the ends we will do it as a parallel circuit, and then that will go to the next parallel set, and we will just run this continuously and build a panel that way. We'll have a positive and a negative bus on either side. So pretty simple stuff. We'll see how long this takes to actually put together.